All right, so this is going to be the beam stations for girls gymnastics, 1, 2. So we're gonna start with our shapes on beam. So shapes are super important in gymnastics. This is something they can go home and show their parents that they're learning. So we want them to be learning these shapes because these are the shapes that they're going to use in their skills for later on in developing their skills. So let's start with our lunge, okay? So big step forward, front leg is bent, make sure their back leg is straight, and their tummy is in and arms are covering their ears. Can you arch your back for a second? A lot of them are gonna stick their belly out like this. This is bad shape. Pull your belly in and arms tight. Good. All right, next shape is our passe. So this is kind of like a flamingo leg, flat. Bottom leg is tight, hands on hips. And they're just gonna balance on one leg. This should be a puzzle piece to their knee, toe pointed, okay? Knee up. All right, good. And then let's see, arabesque. So this one we're gonna start with our arms in a T. So our T, we're gonna point our foot to the beam behind us, and then we're gonna lift. That's a scale. Make sure you're not bending down. So they're not bending down, that would be a scale. They're just lifting their back leg, their shoulders should still be up. Can you show me a scale now? This is a scale. We don't want them to be bending over. We want them to be standing up tall for an arabesque, okay? This is how we land our leaps. That's pretty much it, but arabesques are important to learn for those kinds of skills. All right, next is our releve. So releve, we start in pocket feet, so that means, show us pocket feet. So one foot's here, her big toe is gonna go to the arch of her foot here. All right, so you can kind of see this is what pocket feet look like. All right, you're gonna go up to releve. So good, arms in a crown. So she's gonna show us a crown, good. Tummy's in, hips are flat. And it's hard for them to balance up here, good. So that's our releve. Releve, we need to build their ankle strength for turns, and the only way to do that is by holding releve. So they need to practice releve pretty often, because how long did it take you to learn turn? Pretty long. So releve is super important to build the ankle strength and the toes strength. So, all right, then we're gonna move on to our squat. So pocket feet again, first, and then just gonna squat down. Good, and arms are in a basket here, okay, in front. This is really hard for them to balance. They're all gonna probably be wiggling their bellies. Tell them to squeeze their bellies tight and push down on their front toes. Good, stand up. All right, so that's the shapes. We're gonna review that at the beginning as a group. So like 2 girls, 3 girls on a beam, however many you need to. Can you go to the end of the beam then? Then we're gonna split into stations. The first station is going to be walking in releve with Barbie legs and a princess crown. Okay, so princess crown, up to releve. These legs should be tight like Barbie legs. Barbie legs don't bend, neither do these legs. Go ahead. Up in releve, her legs should not bend. She's walking tight across the beam with her arms in a crown. Good job. Okay, so that's what they're practicing at station number 1. All right, station number 2 is going to be pivot turns again in releve. So come right here. Start with your pocket feet. So she's gonna start with pocket feet. She's gonna go up to her releve, squeezing tight and pivot and hold. Good, we want them to balance after their pivot turn and not just fall down out of it. That's working the side of their ankle strength, okay? Last thing is gonna be the spotting station. So, let's see. Yeah. Spotting station is gonna be our levers. So she's gonna start in her lunge shape. Go ahead. And her arms are tight, her belly's in. We are gonna spot in between her elbow and her armpit, and then her thigh of her leg, okay? So right above the knee. All right, go ahead and stretch. She's gonna stretch lift her back leg into a T. This is what we call a T. And then her hands go down and her leg goes up. This is our lever. Then when she comes up, we're going back to our T, which is very difficult. And then we are going to our lunge. Okay, and we are gonna help hold them in that shape. A lot of them are gonna fall, it's okay. This is for practice, that's why we get this. But this is really important for their handstands, to get that balance before they kick up to handstand and get all crazy. So this is a basic skill for handstands, which we need to perfect before we move forward. That's beam.